Welcome back to Eating at April's, and while the jambalaya is cooking, it's got about 16 minutes left to go, or 20 minutes, depending on how long it takes. I'm going to make my peanut butter no-bake cookies, and sometimes when I make a cooking video, I'll have everything measured out, but I'm not going to do that because I want to show you exactly how easy this is. This recipe comes from cooks.com. And I used to make the no-bake cookies that have the chocolate, but I love peanut butter so much. I literally take a spoon and eat out of the peanut butter jar. That's how much I like peanut butter. So for some of us, we don't want the chocolate. We just want the peanut butter. So, are you ready? Here you go. All right. So for this, you're going to need a pan about this size. And you're going to want to put parchment paper on the countertop. Get that ready before you get started. If you've not used parchment paper before, you can buy it in the baking aisle. And what I like to do is get everything measured out. So the first thing I'll do, 3 cups of Quick Cook oats, whatever brand you want. I use the Aldi's brand because I just think they taste better. They've got a milder flavor. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. That's ready. Next thing, you put in the pan your milk and your butter. You're going to put in a half a stick of butter, and the original recipe calls for margarine. It's about 1 ingredient away from being plastic, is what I've heard. So I do recommend the actual butter, and I go ahead and I cut my butter into small pieces because it melts faster. So this is a 1/4 cup or a half a stick of butter, and I do not bring it to room temperature because before I do this, because we're going to put it right on the stovetop. Next, I use 2% milk, 1/2 cup milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you want. Half cup, 2% milk. Oop, that's a whole cup right there. That wouldn't have been very good. 1/2 cup. Good. There's that. Then 2 cups of sugar. There are some recipes that call for brown sugar, but I have not used those. That sounds intriguing though, doesn't it? All right. 2 cups white table sugar. One cup right in there. And 2 cups. There we go. Ready? All right. So I'm going to start the heat at medium-high. Okay? And while this is heating, I'm going to stir it up. I'm going to stir it all up. The wonderful thing about this is it cooks so quickly and you're stirring it the whole time. You don't have to worry about it scorching if you do that. All right, while that is heating, I'm going to get my peanut butter ready. My favorite peanut butter is from my favorite store. This is the Kroger brand Creamy. You can use whatever peanut butter you want. I don't know how the crunchy peanut butter goes with this. Try it. That sounds pretty good. Okay, so 1 cup. Where did I put my butter knife? And because I like a little bit more of a silky cookie that's a little bit less dry, I'm a little generous. So I don't know exactly how much extra I do, but I do just a teeny bit extra. Some people will use a spoon for this. I'm telling you, it's easier if you use a butter knife. When you get to the bottom of the peanut butter jar, you're going to have a spoon, though. But the knife just makes it easier to put it in the pan. Okay. So you see I got some extra peanut butter. You know, it's not exactly level. Yeah. I'm telling you, the hardest part about this is cleanup, because cleaning up with peanut butter, it's a bitch. But that's what your paper towels are for, and you don't need to feel guilty about those because they biodegrade in the landfill in about 2 weeks or less, I've heard. All right. Turn that heat up just a little more. Oh, this jambalaya smells so good. See, it's just starting to melt some. You see the milk combines so nicely with the sugar. Put this away. While that's heating, yep, I'm going to put the sugar away. I like to put things away as I go along. It just helps. You know, cleanup can be a pain in the butt, but it doesn't have to be. All right. Bite of peanut butter. Okay. And now I'm going to turn the heat up because I feel like it. There we go. We can see there's a little bit of foam starting, but the butter's not melted yet. Once that butter melts, we're going to bring it to a boil, and it only takes 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Can you believe that? To cook it. That's all you have to do. And I'm going to put my lovely oatmeal up. I eat oatmeal every day. I love it. Love it so much. As you can tell from my video, I have a nice compact little kitchen. Everything. Once you get your kitchen organized the way you like it, folks, you're going to be ready to go. So we are 6 minutes and 54 seconds into this, and we are over halfway done. What takes longer than anything, of course, is, waiting for the cookies to cool, which is just miserable, because you want to eat it immediately, and just the cleanup. All right, here we go. Almost melted. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit more because I feel like it. Bring this over a little bit closer. There we go. You can see into the pan nicely. And you can also see the beautiful jambalaya cooking. We've got about 9 minutes left on that. And if you want to speed it up, you can just take the butter and press it on the side of the pan like this if you're impatient and all. Oh, it smells so good. Those of you who make fudge, you're probably laughing at me. I've not made fudge in a very long time because I try very hard not to eat it. Oh, it's so good. But this is basically, these are the easiest cookies that you can make. And in the summertime, it's especially nice because you don't have to run the oven. Here we go. We've got some bubbles forming at the edge of the pan here, and the butter is nearly melted, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a stir. Oh, it's so gorgeous. There's a teeny bit melting left to do. Woo! Here we go. All right, now, you don't want to stir it to death before it boils. You want to give it a chance to boil. I've got this heat turned almost up to high. So we've got half the ingredients in there, and the last ingredients are, of course, the oatmeal, which is 3 cups of that, 1 generous cup of the peanut butter, and then you'll put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Here we go! All right. Now you can turn the heat down a little bit if you want. 58, 57, 56. Woo! This is going fast. Now be careful not to slosh this or it'll make a horrible smell when it burns to the stove. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. About 20 seconds in and it smells sensational. Oh my goodness. So this is halfway done. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. It's just so gorgeous. Now you notice I'm using a beat up pan. I've dropped this on the floor dozens of times. but it is ceramic lined. I really like the ceramic lined pans. I don't know why they're better. All I know is if I'm making custard, the custard does not burn and scorch like it does with a non-stick or a pan with no coating. All right, timer off. Turn off the heat. 1 teaspoon vanilla, and you don't want to stand too close when you do that because it's going to pop and hiss. So, up we go. 1 teaspoon vanilla. Stand back, and then stir, 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 stir. Put the lid on the vanilla immediately. Do yourself a favor. A little more. Okay, there we go. Okay, that vanilla stirred in. All right, here we go. Now, the easiest way to do the peanut butter is just a little bit at a time, because the peanut butter has got to melt also. Now, I have turned the heat off, but I have not taken it off the stove because if you move quickly enough, the heat will help you. You don't want to leave this on the stove for too long or it's going to dry the base out. All right. There we go. Now, if there's a little bit left in there, you can just have the dog lick it out. That's what dogs are for, and they don't mind. Okay, now, stir, 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 stir. Look at how it's turning that lovely, lovely brown color. Make sure to scrape down the sides of the pan. And again, you're going to use hot water and paper towels to wash this. Go ahead and let it soak a little bit after you scrape as much of it out as possible. Stir, 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 stir when it's time to wash. If you're more comfortable taking this off the stove immediately, you go ahead, but this is what works for me. Yeah. So I've pulled it off the burner now. And it is almost completely incorporated. You want to have it completely smooth. You do not want there to be one lump whatsoever in this, or that would be a nasty mouthful. You want everything perfectly incorporated. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm just going to check this a couple more times. Okay. And then there's just a tiny little lump left. Oh, come on. And you can push it against the side of the pan like I'm doing to make it melt faster. Okay, there. And now, very gently, pour it all in. And you're going to very gently stir it quickly, 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 quickly. Fast, fast, fast. Speed is necessary when you're doing this. Stir, 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 stir. And then I'm telling you right now, instructions will tell you to do a certain size no-bake cookies, but no, you do whatever damn size you please. It's your no-bake cookie. End of story. So you're going to stir this until everything is completely incorporated. There should not be any white left on the oats because they have got to be completely coated. And it's going to get harder to stir towards the end. Okay, now tilting this up so that you can watch me, because I'm going to put this on the parchment paper. Stirred. Work fast. Ready? This is all you have to do. And we're going to see how long it takes to do this whole batch. I tried to use an ice cream scooper to make them all uniform sizes before, and that was horrible because it packed the cookies and it made them too firm. You want to leave the air in them. You do not want to knock the air out of these, or they will not be satisfying. So you just want to gently go like that, scrape, and dip them out. That's all you need to do. And you want to work as fast as you can because this dries very, very quickly. So they may not all be exactly the same size, but you're cooking for home. You can break a cookie in half if it's too big. If it's too little, just have another cookie. And then towards the end, you're going to have to bang it. There we go. See here? Go. This dries so very quickly. All right. And you're going to get to the bottom of the pan and you're going to have to scrape. There's just a teeny little bit left. There's just enough for like a half cookie, but that's all right. You don't want to waste one drop of this stuff. Now, by the time you've done all that, it's going to be cool enough to handle with your hands. So be careful, especially if you're not used to hot things. But there's little droplets of it here. You're just going to gather them up and stick them on a cookie. That's it. And if there's some left on the spoon, you can do that too. If people think that's gross, maybe they shouldn't be eating food from your kitchen, because obviously if it's gross for you to handle food, that means your hands aren't clean enough, so they can just go elsewhere. Okay. And the dog is going to sing to us. The dog eats a little bit of these every day with me. She likes her oatmeal too. Okay, so let's see how many cookies have I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26. And some of them are bigger than others. This one's too big, so look what I'm doing. See? Okay, so that's it. So we are 16 minutes and 20 seconds in. Gotta rinse my hands off real quick. And that is how to make peanut butter no-bake cookies. You're gonna let them cool. I let them cool for an hour or two, and then I put them in Ziploc bags and I freeze them. And I just take them straight out of the freezer and I eat them. And they are sensational. So that is Cooks.com's peanut butter no-bake cookies. And this is Eating in April's. I'll see you next time.